Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So you may be wondering why I am on your screen today. Yes, I'm back. I know I've been away for a very long time, but well, your girl's been busy. Life has been lifing, but I want to make more effort to putting out some more traveling content on this channel, especially for female solo travelers like myself. This is what I enjoy doing. I want to try and encourage some more people to travel solo by themselves, to explore the world. There's a lot to explore out there, so don't limit yourself. And so I've been to numerous countries by myself, and I have had several questions being asked, like certain countries, are they safe to go to? Can I go by myself? What do I need to go? So I want to try and dedicate some of my content on this channel to answer some of those specific questions. So this is what I want to do today. But today, however, I'm going to be focusing on Morocco. Morocco is a country that I enjoy going personally because of its proximity to the United Kingdom and also the sunshine. So it's a getaway country for me, to be honest. Anytime I feel like I want to get away from this UK weather, I always go to Morocco. I've been to Morocco several times. I've been to 4 cities, and so I'm going to be focusing today's video on Morocco. So with that being said, I've had people ask me if it is safe to travel to Morocco as a solo traveler. And today I'm going to be diving into the things that you need to bear in mind if you're going to Morocco for the first time. So let's get right into it. So before we jump right into it, I'm going to interrupt myself for a minute. If you're new to my channel and you're coming across me for the first time, my name is Dee. I create travel content, especially around solo traveling. So I travel solo. I've been to over 30 countries. And if you're yet to subscribe, please do so. Support my channel. And I'm going to try and make effort to create more content on a regular basis around traveling solo. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're not new to my channel, thank you for staying tuned. And be sure to share this content with your friends and family so that if they're traveling to anywhere in the world that I've been to, please do check out my videos. I have a ton of videos uploaded on the channel already. So do check them out. Give me a thumbs up if you like the content, and let's get right into today's video. So on today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 tips if you are traveling to Morocco. These are the things I would say you need to bear in mind. So number one, I would say you need to research the city. I'm not saying research Morocco. Research the particular city that you're going to be visiting. If that's Marrakech, do your research. If that's Tangier, do your research. For me, I've been to 4 cities in Morocco. I've been to Marrakech, I've been to Tangier, I've been to Tetouan, and I've been to Chefchaouen, right? Those 4 cities I have been to, and based on my personal experience, I would say Morocco, yes, is relatively safe, but at the same time, I'm not saying you need to throw all cautions to the wind. You need to do your research before you go. Know about the city that you're going. The cities do differ from each other, okay? If you're going to Marrakech, the experience is going to be different from what you experience in Tangier. Marrakech is very densely populated. It's very busy. It's the capital city. A lot of people do go to Marrakech. It's very busy. So what you're going to experience there is going to be different to what you're going to experience in Tangier or even the Blue City, for example. So you need to do your research. You need to know how you're going to get around, okay? You need to know where some of the key places that you want to go to, research them ahead of time, how you're going to get there. Basically, know everything about that city that you're going to. So that's number one on the list today. So moving on to number 2, you need to research where you're going to be staying. Your accommodation is very key to your trip, okay? Especially if you're going to Morocco for the first time. You want to stay somewhere central, somewhere that is going to be easy for you to get to a lot of the attractions that you want to go to, a lot of the places that you want to go to. You want to be very well connected. You don't want to stay too far away from all of the happenings. For example, if you're staying in Marrakech, you don't want to stay on the edge of Marrakech. You want to stay right at the heart of Marrakech. So that way, it is easier for you to get around. Know how you're going to be getting into your hotel or Riyadh, and how you're going to be getting to a lot of the places that you want to visit. If you're staying in a hotel, what does that look like? Is it car accessible? Is it not? What does that place look like in the dark? When it's dark at night, is it quiet? Is it isolated? So these are the key things that you want to bear in mind before you book your accommodation. Go online, read the reviews, depending on where you're going to be booking. For me, in particular, I try to use booking.com a lot of the times, or I go directly to the hotel. If I know the hotel that I want to use, I'll go directly to the hotel, read the reviews online. TripAdvisor is very great. And booking.com, the reviews on booking.com, a lot of them are great. pictures are left so you see exactly what it looks like. Very, very important for you to understand what the hotel or the riad offers. Okay, so number 3, I would say you need to be prepared for your arrival. So once you get to the airport, you need to know some key information. For example, how are you going to get to your hotel or riad? Do you have transfer booked already? And if you don't, do you have plans of how you're going to get to your accommodation? And again, do you have your accommodation address? Because there's one thing knowing where you're staying, but there's also another thing not knowing what your address is. So for example, if you're taking a taxi from the airport and they ask you where you're going, do you have that address handy? Do you have a contact information in case the taxi driver got lost? Do you have access to how you're going to call the person? Do you have their phone number? Again, make sure that you have access to the internet. For me, it's very important that as I'm in the car traveling to my accommodation, I'm also following along on my map so I know that the driver is not taking me somewhere else. So it's very important to stay aware at all times. Just don't be so completely comfortable with your new environment. You need to be aware of what's going on at every given second. So whenever I'm in a public transport like that, I always stay on the map to know that I'm going to the right place. And if I feel that anything is a little bit suspicious, I can easily just tackle that. So always stay aware at all times. So make sure you have your maps downloaded on your phone, have your address saved on your phone. Screenshots, very important. Even if you don't have access to Wi-Fi, okay, make sure you have your screenshots ready in case you needed them. You have the address, you have phone numbers, you have all of those things saved up, and you know exactly how you're going to get your hotel. Again, very important, you need to make sure that you have the local currency in case you need that in cash, because a lot of the times there might be some taxi operators that don't accept contactless or even card payments. So you need to be able to have cash as a backup just in case. Going somewhere and knowing that you're prepared, it gives you a level of confidence that you probably wouldn't have if you didn't do your research. So I always say it's very important for you to prepare ahead of time so you know exactly what you're doing when you're doing it. And if things do happen, you already know how to handle these things. So it's very important to prepare ahead of time. So number 4, be prepared for unwanted attention. Now, I'm not trying to scare you away from Morocco, okay? I'm just trying to prepare you for what to expect. You may have heard online a lot of people say, oh, they go to Morocco, they get harassed, they don't like it, and therefore they will never go back to Morocco. But my own thing is, if you're prepared and you know that there's a likelihood of people coming to you wanting your attention because they're trying to call you to come and see their shops or whatever it is that they're selling. Once you're prepared and you know how to handle that situation, it's a very different situation as to when you're not prepared, essentially, because they already know that you are a tourist. A lot of the times, maybe based on the way that you're dressed. So now my number 1 tip is, so your dressing is very key to you receiving unwanted attention or not. And also sometimes it really doesn't matter because you're still going to get attention regardless of what you wear. But I would also say it's very important to dress appropriately for any country that you're going to anyways. Morocco is a Muslim country, so therefore it's very important for you to stay covered up. So for me, whenever I went to Morocco, I always make sure that I have loose fitting clothing. I don't wear anything that's revealing in Morocco. Doesn't mean that you can't look good. You can look great. It's just that you're dressed more modestly in Morocco. And so just give considerations to the people that are living in the area as well, and the locals. You don't want to go there dressing the same way that you dress in, let's say, for example, I don't know, you go to Ibiza for a party. So it's just bearing those things in mind to be to dress appropriately wherever you're going. So that would sometimes maybe even remove some of the unwanted attention, but I'm not saying it's going to eliminate that completely. Now, number 2, what I'm going to say is, for any unwanted attention, you need to learn how to say no and move on. So some people find it difficult in saying no. and just moving on. In fact, sometimes you don't even have to answer them. Just keep walking. If they're getting a little bit too much in your face, just walk away. I have a resting B face, so sometimes I don't even have to say anything. You see the look on my face, you know that you need to walk away. So I know it doesn't come to some people easily, and especially if you're not used to that kind of environment. For me though, because obviously I'm from Nigeria, I'm used to that kind of situation, so I know how to handle them a lot more than maybe some people are capable of. So I would say, just be prepared to say no and just keep walking. Okay, you know what you want. You don't need anyone to convince you to come into their shop. If you want to buy whatever it is that they're selling, go ahead, buy it, knock yourself out. But if they're trying to force you to come into their shop or follow them to go somewhere, that's where I say no. Please, why are you asking me to follow you somewhere? I do not know you, sir. So it's just a lot of these things. It's just what you would not do on a normal day. So it's the same thing. It's the same concept when you're abroad. In your home countries, you don't follow strangers. So why would you do that abroad? Okay, just be safe. And so when you follow some of these tips, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be safe in Morocco. So my number 5 tip I already mentioned as part of number 4, which is to just make sure that you dress according to the environment that you're going to. That's also going to make your life a little bit easier. So that's number 5, dress appropriately. Number 6, I would say know how you're going to be getting around, whether that's going to be you taking taxis, because some of these places in Morocco, you have the Medina, for example, it's very maze-like, and so you can easily get lost. For me, one of the things that I did when I first went to Morocco was get a tour guide. Okay, so that tour guide was pivotal to my experience in Morocco because I had planned to go to 3 cities in that one trip, and having a tour guide was a massive help. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and do the same thing, you can find tour guides easily online. I try to use apps such as Get Your Guide. You can find tour guides on that, and you can try using booking.com as well. And so make sure that you book your tour guides from a reputable site though. Make sure that you do your research. Don't book from any site that are not official. So make sure that you book from a reputable site to ensure your safety when you're going to Morocco. Again, the same thing with using taxis abroad, especially in Morocco. Make sure that you're using the official ones that are regulated in the country. So number 7, I know I mentioned getting a tour guide earlier. So for number 7, you need to make sure that you watch out for bogus tour guides, especially if you're in town and someone's asked you to follow them or ask you if you need help. Don't take anybody's help just like that, okay? If you are lost and anyone's trying to help you out, I will be very cautious to receive help from someone that you've just seen outside, okay? Be very cautious of that. Just be aware because you never know who's who, especially when you're in Morocco. So number 8, Morocco is not a place that you need to be afraid of being robbed or being mugged as you've seen on social media, because a lot of people do put the fear of God in you, saying Morocco is not safe for solo travelers especially. But I would say it's just a case of knowing where you are, being aware of your surroundings. I would say it's the same thing for every other city that you go to, any other country that you go to. It is the same thing, same concept. Be aware of your surroundings. If you have anything valuable on you, keep them safe. Put your phone away when you're out and about. Make sure that you're not flashing your expensive jewelry outside. So just be mindful of where you are and keep your items safe. If you have any valuables, leave them at the hotel, secure in a lockbox or whatever it is. So just don't go to Morocco and start flashing all of your valuables around when you're out there in Morocco, because that's just you calling to get robbed. So let's just use a bit of common sense here as well. Okay, so that's number 8. Number 9, I'd say for you to keep yourself safe in Morocco, you need to also not put yourself in certain situations, for example. So if you're going out at night, for example, you don't want to be using secret alleyways or dodgy alleyways where there are no street lights or anything like that just because you want to take a shortcut. No. So for me, I always maintain walking where everybody else is walking. I'm not taking shortcuts. Okay, stay on the main path. Do not take any shortcuts. So you want to eliminate situations that will put you in danger. So you don't want to do things just because you're trying to save 5 minutes. I'd rather add 20 minutes to my journey to get to where I'm going safely than cut corners. Okay, so that's number 9 for me. Remove yourself from situations that will put you in danger. Remove yourself from situations that will undermine your safety. So just be aware of where you are. If you're going to be going out at night, walk in the light, walk in the main path, don't take corners, don't take the alleyways. And finally, for number 10, I would say trust your instinct. Okay, your gut is never wrong. If you feel like something is off, yes, it probably is wrong. Okay, so when you go to places, if you're out and about, you feel like something is wrong, your instinct is telling you to remove yourself from that kind of situation. You need to trust your instinct and remove yourself from that situation. Okay, be ready to say no, be ready to remove yourself. And this is also part of the reasons why it's very important to always carry any type of emergency cash, just in case if any situations do arise that you need to remove yourself from a situation, you have a means of removing yourself from that situation. If that means maybe calling for help on your phone, know what the emergency number is for every country that you go to. So if you do need to call for emergency, you know the number that you're calling. If you do need to remove yourself from a situation, you know the number for the Uber, whatever that is. If it's an app that you need to have on your phone, make sure you have that app. Remove yourself from that situation. If you go into a restaurant or even into a place that you feel like you need to remove yourself, know where the exit points are, so that way you can easily remove yourself. Okay, so the biggest travel tip I can give to any woman traveling solo to Morocco isn't specific to Morocco. It is just simply for you to trust your gut. Okay, if the hotel doesn't feel right, you can leave. Okay, if the taxi driver is making you feel uncomfortable, you can ask them to stop you somewhere comfortable. If a person is making you feel uncomfortable, you can walk away. If you're suddenly feeling overwhelmed, you can go back to your accommodation. So if you're traveling solo, make sure that you leave your itinerary and your accommodation details with somebody that you trust back home, and make sure that you check in with them on a daily basis. So finally, what I'm saying is that I'm not here to tell you that Morocco is 100% safe. No, a lot of it is about preparation. Okay, so when you're going to anywhere, not just Morocco, preparation is very key. You need to research where you're going, the country, the city, the vibe, the people. Especially for me as a black woman traveling solo, the first thing I want to understand is, do they accept black foreigners in their country? And so if I feel like black people are not accepted in that country, you will not find me there. Okay, so this is exactly what I'm going to advise you. If you're going to any country as a solo traveler, please do your research. Okay, I cannot tell you that what I've experienced is the same thing that you're going to experience. So every travel experience differs from each person. Okay, and it's very important that you trust your gut. Okay, if your gut is telling you to remove yourself from a situation or a place, please do so. Do not ever question yourself. Okay, you know yourself, trust yourself, and remove yourself if you need to remove yourself from a place or a situation. Okay, so this brings me to the end of my video today. I hope you find this very useful. If you have any specific questions about Morocco, where to stay and things like that, do give me a message in the comment, right? And let me know what you want to know, and then I'll try and get back to you in the comment section. So thank you so much guys for staying tuned, and I do hope that you find this video really useful. So if you want to learn more about traveling tips, especially for solo women, make sure that you stay tuned and subscribe to my channel if you're yet to do so, and give me a thumbs up if this video has been really useful to you. I will see you again on my next video. Thank you for watching, and stay fabulous.